Hello, everyone. This is the last one in the series, at least for now. We are doing the top 32 album of the year 2020's albums so far. So this is as of February of 2026, and this will become dated like immediately. But I think it is at least good that it's kind of like the first half of the decade, basically. So not the worst time to be doing this, I suppose. But yeah, I've heard a lot of stuff from the 2020s, and I actually think it's quite a great decade. Much more so than like the 2000s or something. So that's just my opinion, though. Like, I think a lot of people they'll say stuff like, "Oh, music has become like very TikTokified and it's terrible now and stuff." And like maybe on the charts they might not be incorrect, but I think for the people that album of the year kind of people are picking as the top albums, these are actually quite good albums. So there's still a lot of great stuff coming out and a lot of music in general. So you can't really criticize having more and more music come out every year. So um, but yeah, let's get into this here. I've heard most of these. Most of them are in the top 100 on album of the year. Um, I think it goes just outside with An Evening with Silk Sonic. I actually didn't write what number it is, but it should be above 100, I think, on album of the year. So yeah, but let's just get straight into it here. The first matchup is very difficult. We have 1 and 2 respectively on album of the year. It's Ants From Up There versus Imaginal Disc. And guys, this one's painful. I think either of these would make it pretty far personally, but I got to go with Ants From Up There. I think it's a little more bold. It's a little more interesting. Um, I don't know how to describe it. I think overall, every song's quality is a little bit higher than Imaginal Disc. But I will say, Cry For Me on Imaginal Disc is probably my favorite song of 2024. I think that song is so good. I just absolutely love it. Um, Wait, it came out in 2024, right? I think it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. But I got to go with Ants From Out There. It's really sad. I really wanted Imaginal Disc to make it further, but it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. We got the Offline LP versus the Forever Story. I think the Forever Story is a great album. It's not my favorite, to be honest. And I don't know. I love JPEG Mafia. I really, really love JPEG Mafia. Um, and I think Offline LP is probably his best work. I mean, it has Hazard Duty Pay on there too, which is like a top 40 song of all time for me. So I think I got to go with Offline LP. The album's also very interesting. I think it transitions into other songs like very interestingly. So gonna go with that. Next we have Let God Sort 'Em Out versus Hellfire. Uh, this is so hard. I like that these albums are both kind of pink. It's kind of fun. But Let God Sort 'Em Out is a really amazing rap album. Like I don't have much more to say about it than that. I think it's really consistently great the whole time. Hellfire though is so cool. I mean, it is like this. I don't even know. It's like post rock, but it kind of feels a little bit like Slint or something, but like faster. And then it feels. I don't know if I'd say theatrical, but maybe a little bit. It's just so strange. I think I got to go with Hellfire. I'm kind of digging Black Midi at the moment. I wasn't really familiar with their stuff until a week or two ago, I think. Um, so yeah, very cool. And actually, we got Jordy Greep back again with the new sound, which was pretty much my favorite of 2024. That's until I heard Imaginal Disc. Maybe that would be my favorite actually. Um, versus Scare in the Hose, and I'm definitely gonna pick Scare in the Hose here. I think it has some of the best songs ever on it. It has the title track Scare in the Hose. It's got HOE. It's got God Loves You. It's got oh man, what is that one song called? I'm blanking so hard on it right now, but um, Kingdom Hearts Key, I think. Yeah, that one. Like all these songs are like almost top 100 of all time tier for me. Some of them are actually, a few of them. But yeah, I'm gonna go Scare in the House for sure. All right, we got Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers versus Magic Alive. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of Mr. Morale. I think a good portion of the album doesn't really interest me that much. I think it's. I remember it being a bit long too, honestly, and I remember there only being a few standouts for me personally. Like I really like We Cry Together a lot, um, like a lot. I don't know why I just absolutely love it. It's such a weird, bold choice, but it's so interesting to follow what's going on, and yeah, I don't know. It's awesome. Um, I can't even remember any other standouts. There are definitely like one or two more that I remember really liking, but Magic Alive is just really consistently great throughout, and I like the kind of jazzy elements that it has with it as well. So we're gonna go with Magic Alive. Might be a hot take, but I'm just not a huge Mr. Morale guy. I don't know why. Um, oh, is this is Big Thief, I think. Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You, I think, versus Punisher. I think Dragon New Warm Mountain is very great. Unfortunately, I'm just not for that style that much. Like, I really think what they're doing is really cool, and I think it might even be one of the best sounding albums of that style. It's just not for me. And I think Punisher isn't for me either, but I dig it more. I don't know. I feel like I was very surprised listening to Punisher just how much I kind of liked it actually. It's really not my thing at all, but I thought it was good. So yeah, let's go with that. We have Lux by Rosalia versus Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry, I think. And yeah, I think the Lux album is more creative. It's more interesting. I think her voice is gorgeous. The problem is I'm not really like a Bjork kind of guy, and I think a lot of what she's doing is kind of replicating Bjork a little bit. And again, Bjork is great. Rosalie is great, but that style just isn't for me that much. And I think Melt My Eyes See Your Future is actually quite a great album. I love Denzel Curry. I think he brings so much energy into his performances and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I think he's actually pretty great. Um, yeah, so we're gonna go with that. I just prefer the style, frankly. I'm aware that it's probably a more creative choice to go with Lux, but yeah. Okay, we have The Strokes, which is a very mid band from the 2000s. And then we have Maruja, Pain to Power. And I'm absolutely going to pick Pain to Power. I don't know, I think all the Strokes albums are just so bland. And yeah, I mean, they have some good songs. Juicebox, the intro track to this album is really great. I'm blanking on all the song and album names right now, but which is kind of embarrassing. But it's the Strokes. Who cares? We're gonna go Pain to Power there. I think it's a really cool album. I was kind of blown away when I listened to it. Okay, we got Answer From Up There versus Offline LP, and it's really unfortunate to say, but I think Offline LP is going to die here. I just think Answer From Up There is a really cool album. If I listen to post rock, there's only like maybe 3 bands that do it for me, and that's Slint, Black Country New Road, and Black Midi, I guess, right? I think that's considered post rock usually. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Answer Over There. Just more consistently great, probably. Although it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Hellfire versus Scare in the Hose. I'm definitely going Scare in the Hose here. I love Hellfire, but I really love Scare in the Hose. So going to that. Magic Alive versus Punisher. Ooh, that's hard actually. I think I'd go Magic Alive. I think it fits my style more. And it is also great, just like Punisher is. So I think we'll go with that. That's tough though. And this one, I'm definitely going Pain to Power. I love all the saxophone, the kind of like atmosphere it creates. I love the sort of I don't know. It almost feels like metal with like jazz rock, and then I don't know. It feels a little hip hoppy to me too, a little bit. I don't know if that's crazy. Just like something about the way he says everything, like the cadence, or not the cadence, but the rhythm in which he does it. I don't know. It's strange. I don't know. It's so cool though. Yeah, definitely going with that. And here, guys, is where Answer From Up There unfortunately dies. Scare in the Hose is it's just so good. I can't emphasize how much I love it. I just love how strange it is and how crazy and energetic, and just like the production of it, and it's just so cool. So yeah, we're going with Scare in the Hose here. And now for this one, I think I'd go Pain to Power. Pain to Power was like my 3rd favorite album of last year, and Magic Alive was around probably number 9 or so. So it's a little bit close, but I think Pain to Power is fantastic. And here we are going with Scare in the Hose. I love Pain to Power, obviously, but Scare in the Hose is definitely in the running for album of the decade here. And yeah, we're just going to go for that. And now we have, I always forget what this album's called. I Lay Down My Life For You versus, for the first time, I was surprised at how good this debut was. And because of that, I think I'm just going to go for it. I really love the kind of wacky post-rock sound that it has. And they're one of the only ones who do post-rock in a way that I like. So yeah, very Slint-esque, which I love. Very Slinty. Okay, we got heavy metal versus Renaissance. This is gonna be a hot take probably. Um, I really love Geese. Geese is great. That's not the hot take part, but I don't know. I'm not a huge heavy metal fan. I think it's a little too somber for my liking. It's not as rocky as 3D Country. It's not as weird as Getting Killed. It's just kind of a little more somber, I guess you could say. But Renaissance I thought was a very fun kind of dance album, and what I'm saying is I'm going Renaissance here, and I don't care if people judge me for that. I think Renaissance is a better album. I think it's a lot more fun. Or we got Racing Mount Pleasant, I think, versus Getting Killed, and I love Getting Killed. I mean, it was really close to number one for last year for me, really really close. So it was number two, but yeah, it has to be that. Racing Mount Pleasant is pretty good, but I don't think it's nearly as interesting as Black Country New Road, and I know it gets compared to that a lot. I don't think it's quite as good, mostly because it's not as I don't think it's as melody focused. Maybe not really sure. It's a little too just straight kind of jazzy instrumental stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but that's just how I feel about it. Okay. Next we have Call Me If You Get Lost versus Alfredo. I like Alfredo 2 more than Alfredo, and I think Call Me If You Get Lost is maybe a little underrated. It's so energetic and fun and lively, and yeah, it's really, really fun. So we're going to go with that. Mercurial World versus 3D Country. I actually just listened to 3D Country again last night, and it's fantastic. Mercurial World, I feel bad because I like Magdalena Bay quite a bit, but I mostly love Imaginal Disc, which I wish made it further. I think Mercurial World is not nearly as good as Imaginal Disc, and I think most of that's due to the production. I think Imaginal Disc, I'm so serious when I say it's probably a top five produced album of all time. I think the production on Imaginal Disc is so so good. I like it even more than like Dark Side of the Moon. Probably like it about equal to Rumors, um, and Asia by Steely Dan, like something like that. Like just top notch production. Mercurial World just doesn't have it for me. So yeah, we're gonna go with 3D Country. All right, next we have Brat versus Lonely People with Power. Fun fact: Lonely People with Power was the 1000th album that I listened to, which is really it's kind of funny. Um, yeah, I like Brat more. I think Lonely People with Power kind of nothing really sticks in my head. Like I remember what it sounds like, and it's very screamy, and it's almost a little too aggressive, honestly, for me, which is kind of crazy because I've really like built up um, tolerance to a lot of like aggressive like metal music and stuff, but this is just it's so aggressive. I don't know. Brad is just really cool. I don't have much else to say. Club Classics is one of my favorite songs as well in 2024. Or wait, yeah, it did come out in 2024. Okay, Alfredo 2 versus I Love My Computer. Yeah, I Love My Computer. I didn't love it. I thought Alfredo 2, the first song on it, 1975. That song is so cool, and it features a sample from this Iceberg album called Arc NCL, which I thought was so cool. I thought that sample was so good. I literally listened to that entire album, and it's a fire prog album, and I'm like, where have they even heard of this from? I mean, this artist has like no listeners, basically. I mean, it's just fantastic sampling, and yeah, Freddie Gibbs is just awesome. I think The Alchemist is also on here if I remember correctly. But either way, I thought this album was really great. It's probably top 10 of last year. It's great. Then we got Sawayama versus An Evening with Silk Sonic. It's been a while since I've heard this album. I heard this twice and once recently, and I think I'm just gonna go with the Bruno Mars here. I just think every song is really fun, really catchy, pretty memorable. Yeah, I think Bruno Mars is actually pretty good. I know some people maybe think he's more on the blander side, but he just has a really good voice and really fun songs. Like I don't know how else to say it. I feel like he's just obviously good. So yeah, well I guess he wouldn't be on here if he wasn't. So okay, for the first time versus Renaissance, I'm gonna go for the first time here. Love Renaissance, but for the first time kind of surprised me by how good it was. Getting Killed versus Call Me If You Get Lost. I'm gonna go Getting Killed here. I think it's more interesting overall, although they're both interesting. I just like the vibe of this one so much. It's kind of like weird jazz rock kind of thing going on. I'm not really sure. It's a bit jazzy for sure, but yeah, we're gonna go with that. 3D Country versus Brat. I think I'm gonna go 3D Country here. This is actually a hard matchup, but I think I'd go 3D Country. I think Brat is really good. Might be a tad overrated, just a tad. But yeah, that's hard. I still think I've got to go 3D Country. It's just really fire. I don't know what to say. Um, Alfredo 2 versus Evening with Silk Sonic. I think I'm gonna go Alfredo 2. Some of the stuff on there, just especially that sample, I don't know, blew me away. Um, for the first time versus Getting Killed. This is the time where I think I'm gonna go Getting Killed here because I don't know, it was nearly the album for me last year, like the nearly the top album. Um, and Trinidad is such a good song. Also Husbands, that's great. The final song too, whatever that's called, something about New York Island, isn't it? Something like that. Really fire. 3D Country versus Alfredo 2, and we're going 3D Country. Wow. Very interesting how this is turning out here. It's just Geese Fest on the right side, basically. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've never decided for myself which one of these two albums is better, and I'm gonna have to decide it right here, right now, which is not fun for me. Um, like honestly, right now I'm feeling like Getting Killed more, even though I do like the heavier vibes of 3D Country more usually. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna pick Getting Killed because it's just what I'm feeling right now, and that's fine. So we're just gonna go with that, but know that these two are equal for me, pretty much. We're gonna go Getting Killed. And then what do you guys think I'll pick here? I'm going to pick Scaring the Hose. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I did know going in what was gonna win. Scaring the Hose is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's a very high 9 out of 10 for me. It is just so cool, so energetic, so bold, and just, I don't know. I just love everything about it. I love the samples. I love just how silly it is. I don't know. Like Danny Brown is just he's such a funny guy. I don't know. Um, and the production's great. And again, some of the top songs of all time lie in there for me. And there's some stuff I didn't even mention that I also love. So it's just like, yeah, it's got to be Scaring the Hose. I think it's easily album of the decade so far. And I don't know if I see anything beating it. I mean, there definitely could be. There definitely could be. Um, but yeah, I think it's an insanely good album. So as of the first like 5 years of this decade or whatever, Scaring the Hose seems to be my number one, but that could change. So we'll find out. And yeah, you guys can fill this out in the description if you'd like as well. Let me know what you think of my list. And yeah, that's all I got for this series. So yeah, thank you guys for following along. And yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and peace.